All right, slope-intercept in standard forms, we're going to graph lines. All right, now, last week we went over being able to identify two crucial pieces of information from an equation, a slope and a y-intercept, okay? Preferably and ideally, we need that equation to be in slope-intercept form to make those identifications, all right? These two equations right here, would you agree that they are both in slope-intercept form? There we go. Y equals, right? Guys, if you catch yourself seeing or saying to yourself, y equals, it is in slope-intercept form. So that first equation, y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. What would be the slope? Negative 2 over 3. And what would the y-intercept be? 2, okay? And we talked about this last week. We said, hey, the slope is always going to be associated with x, okay? Just making sure that we're in slope-intercept form to make that identification. But negative 2/3 is the coefficient of that x, so therefore that's our slope. The other number, the constant number, is our y-intercept, okay? Now, when we go to graph this, all right, and guys, think alphabetically here, okay? In the alphabet, B comes before M, all right? Your y-intercept needs to go onto the graph first because we need to know how to reference our slope, okay? Where am I going to rise and run from? I need my y-intercept to do that. So the first thing that's going to go onto the graph is my y-intercept, okay? So my B is 2, so I'm going to go up here to positive 2, and I'm going to put a point there on the y-axis at positive 2, okay? That is my y-intercept, hence where that line is going to cross the y-axis, all right? Now, from that point is where we're going to reference our slope from, okay? Now, our slope, it's negative, right? Our slope is negative 2/3. Guys, you have a couple of options here. You always have options with slope. Let me do this right here. Guys, if your slope is negative, that means there is only one negative sign available, okay? That negative sign, you can associate it with the top number or the bottom number. It doesn't matter, okay? If we associate it with the top number right here, negative 2 over 3, that means from my y-intercept, I'm going to go down 2 and then right 3. I'm going to go down 2 and then right 3 and put a point there. This is a negative slope. We should anticipate a downhill line from left to right, okay? But with the negative being up there with the 2, that means my rise number is negative 2. That means I'm going down 2. The bottom number is positive 3, right 3. Down 2, right 3. Or, if we want to put the negative with the 3, now my top number is positive 2, which means where am I going now? Am I going up or down 2? If my top number is positive 2, would I go up or down 2? I would go up 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to go left 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Notice those points are still lining up, okay? They are still lining up, and then once I have my points, guys, when you graph a line, make sure that you're extending the line through the points and put a couple of arrows on the end to indicate that this line is indeed going to continue in both directions forever, okay? We're not drawing line segments, we're drawing lines. They are going to continue in both directions. But since that slope is negative, we should anticipate a downhill line, which we got. That negative sign can only be used one time. You can associate it with either the top or the bottom number, completely your choice. Okay? Everybody okay with that? Okay? Sometimes what happens is because there's a negative sign right in the middle of that fraction or right in the middle of that slope, a lot of students think, oh, that negative applies to both, and that is not the case. That negative sign can only be used one time. Either put it with the top or the bottom number. All right, so far so good on the first one? All right, let's go to the second equation. Second equation, that is in slope-intercept form. What's the slope? 3. What's the y-intercept?
0.
Good, 0. There is no other number there, okay? We clearly have an x there. That's where our slope is. Our slope is setting in front of that x, hence the 3. There is no other number being added or subtracted on the back end, therefore the y-intercept is 0. Okay? So we are going to go to our y-axis at 0, which is the origin, and we're going to drop a point right there. That is where this line is going to cross the y-axis. Now my slope is 3, okay? Now as far as rise over run, how can I make 3 a fraction? Good. 3 over 1. Guys, remember, if your slope is not fractional, you're looking at it and it's not a fraction per se, you can always place it over 1. We need a rise and we need a run, okay? So our slope is 3. That's a rise of 3 and a run of 1, both of which are positive numbers. So we should expect an uphill line here. So we're going to go up 3. We're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3, right 1, drop a point, draw a line. So up 3, 1, 2, 3, right 1.
That's 4.
Is that 4?
Yeah.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3, right 1. That better?
Yeah.
Thank you. Draw that line, extend it through the points, please. Put an arrow on both ends. This line is going to continue in both directions forever. Okay? It's a positive slope. We should expect an uphill line. We got an uphill line. Okay? Everybody good with that? Okay? Any questions? And again, if the equation is presented to you in slope-intercept form already, the identification should be a lot easier, and then it's just a matter of getting that information onto the graph. Get that y-intercept on there first. We have to know where to rise and run from, okay? Okay. Zip. When that equation down there on the bottom, when we recognized that there wasn't that other number, we said, hey, the y-intercept is 0. Well, there we go. All right. As we discussed the other day, not every equation is going to be in slope-intercept form. Okay? What form was this in? What form is this? Standard form. That is standard form. Okay? 3x plus 5y equals negative 5. It is not in the form y equals. If we are having to convert an equation to slope-intercept form, as we discussed the other day, more times than not, what are we probably moving first? The x term. You are moving 3x to the other side, and how will we move a positive 3x? We will subtract 3x from both sides. 3x minus 3x from the left side, gone. You are left with 5y. On the right side, remember, we cannot combine those two things. Those are unlike terms. So negative 5 minus 3x. How do we get rid of the 5? Divide everything by 5. Divide everything by 5. 5 divided by 5, gone. Y equals, there it is, slope-intercept form, y equals. Negative 5 divided by 5. Negative 1. Negative 3 divided by 5, is that going to work real nice? Let's just leave it fractional. That's fine. Slope-intercept form. Like I said the other day, I hate to use the words, but guys, you have to be able to do that. We have to be able to get that equation from standard form to slope-intercept form efficiently, accurately. What is the slope? Perfect. Negative 3 over 5. And the y-intercept? Negative 1. Again, slope is negative here, okay? That negative sign, you can have it with the 3, you can have it with the 5, it's completely your choice, okay? The slope is negative. We should expect a downhill line when we get this picture. Which one's going on the graph first? Y-intercept to negative 1. Come down here to negative 1. Put a point. We know that's where the line's going to cross the y-axis. From that y-intercept, I'm going to keep my negative with the 3. So where am I headed from here then? Down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then which way? To the right 5. We're going to go right 5. So down 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's close. We'll get as close as we can there. Guys, you're going to get the same line if you went up 3, left 5. If we go up 3, left 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to be right there. Again, if that slope is negative, that negative sign can only be with one or the other number. You're going to get the same thing. We've got a downhill line, we've got a graph. Okay? The work is in the conversion. We actually kind of did the heavy lifting the other day by converting these. Now today is just identification, get it onto a graph, and call it good.
Yeah, the easy stuff.
Pardon?
The easy stuff.
The easy stuff. Yep. We kind of did the hard part the other day. Everybody okay with this? Any questions? Okay. All right, last thing right here, okay? And I kind of consider these some special cases. Now, I will say I can get into the reasoning on why this is, but these are types of equations that really I think you need to be able to recognize and go, I know what that is, okay? You are going to run into some equations where you just have y equals a number or x equals a number, okay? Y equals 3, y equals negative 5, all right? Now, I can get into this just a little bit. Would you agree that this is slope-intercept form? It's in the form y equals, right?
Yeah.
What does this equation not have in it, though? It doesn't have a slope. And just like y-intercept, when likewise right here, there is no x term, so therefore the slope is 0. Guys, what kind of a line has a slope of 0? It's a horizontal line, okay? So, okay, and like I said, ideally, I want you guys to be able to see these and recognize, if we get y equals a number, for some of the reasoning, there is no slope there, your slope is 0, guys, that's a horizontal line. This is a horizontal line through positive 3. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Y equals 3, horizontal line. Y equals a number, horizontal line. Y equals negative 5. 0 slope, that's going to be a horizontal line through what number? Negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a horizontal line through negative 5. Y equals any number. That's a horizontal line. Guys, we need to know that. You need to recognize that, okay? Need to recognize that. Y equals a number. Y equals 0. Y equals 0 is your x-axis. Y equals 3. Y equals negative 5. Okay, so if y equals a number is a horizontal line, what do you think x equals a number is?
Vertical.
It's a vertical line, okay? Now notice, this is not slope-intercept form. We don't have y equals. This is x equals. This one should actually really catch your attention because when it comes to graphing, we don't see a lot of x equals. So guys, x equals a number. This is your vertical line. What axis does a vertical line intersect? The x-axis. Now, back when I was your age, sitting in these classes, that's how I remembered it. That's how I taught myself to remember it, is that y equals a number. This is a line that cuts the y-axis, hence horizontal. X equals a number. This is a line that cuts the x-axis, hence vertical. So right here, x equals 2. That is a vertical line through positive 2. There's x equals 2. X equals a number is your vertical line. Yep.
It'll be a vertical line through negative.
Vertical line through negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 here to the left. Vertical line. And I've got a few questions on the warm-up that I'll probably start cycling in that kind of helps to reinforce this a little bit to where you just, guys, you really do. You need to be able to recognize it. Y equals a number horizontal, x equals a number vertical. Okay? But that's all those are. You're going to get that today a little bit on the paper. You're going to get 2 or 3 of those, I think. If you see it and you recognize it, it's an easy graph. Okay? Okay with that? All right? But just need to be prepared for it. All right? Guys, that's really all we're doing today. Okay? Like I said, we kind of did the heavy lifting the other day, being able to recognize slope-intercept form or convert to slope-intercept, identify the information. Today, we're just getting that information onto the graph. Let's graph the line. Okay? And then probably Wednesday, we're going to look at finding x and y intercepts and be able to graph it with that method as well. And then we'll kind of take it into the break. Okay? All right? Any questions? Easy peasy.